Hi, Katrina. My name is Brianna Anderson, and I'm going to be taking the time out today to reply to your post. Um, I want to say thank you for your post. And while reading your discussion board, um, my stance on this topic would be no. I say no for a few reasons. Yes, the HPV is the most common sexually transmitted infection worldwide, but I still stand on the fact that the HPV vaccination should not be mandatory for adolescent girls. I feel as though throughout this time, we as women have been fighting for our right for a while. And as women, we have a say in what we want and what we don't want. And no one should feel otherwise. And I want to state a quote by the author, Scott Brandhurst. He said, "Nonetheless, state efforts to mandate HPV vaccination in minors have raised a variety of concerns on legal, ethical, and social grounds." And like I said, that's coming from Brandhurst, the author, page 35. And another reason I disagree, about the HPV vaccine to adolescent girls is that the long term safety and effectiveness of the vaccine is still unknown. Another quote from Scott Brenhurst states, "Girls receiving the vaccine face some risk of potential adverse events, as well as risk that the vaccine will not be completely protective." There are a lot of questions and concerns regarding mandating the HPV vaccine still. Some of those questions and concerns are, how long does it take until it stops being effective? Will other vaccines interfere with the HPV vaccine? And another quote from Scott Brandhurst said, "In addition, the effect on co-administration of other vaccines with regard to safety is unknown, as is the vaccine's efficacy with varying dose intervals." And that's also coming from Scott Brandhurst, page 38. And another quote that stood out to me is, Nevertheless, mandating HP vaccination at the present time would be premature and ill advised." And that's coming from Scott Brandhurst, page 42. In conclusion, we can see that mandating the vaccination of young adolescent girls has its own consequences. Another quote, "Thus, legislatures and public health advocates should consider carefully the consequences of altering the current paradigm for mandatory childhood vaccination and should not mandate HPV vaccination in the absence of a new paradigm to justify such an expansion." And that's another quote from Scott Brandhurst, coming from page 42 in the book. And I did mention a lot of quotes. And if you wanted to go back and look at my quotes that I quoted, they're coming from the book Taking Sides, Clashing Views in Adolescence, the fourth edition by Scott Brandhurst. And I want to thank you for your time and thank you for your stance. So I hope you enjoyed my stance as well. And have a good night. Bye.